Alright, good morning, y'all. Got a couple updates today. Today's going to be a little bit longer than usual because I got a day off today and I'm not in a hurry and I can talk for a little bit. And besides, I got a whole bunch of shit going on this morning. First, got up to a big pile of shit we got over here. And you can see in the trash can what we like to call the old Creality pennant. So, as you can see here, I'll see if I can get these over in the lights. You can see them a little bit better. Oh, the old headlamp there. It does not make things better. A little bit. Alright, so we have the same print here, and there is only one thing that is common in these, is this little, can't really see it here, right there. This little turd here that keeps on showing up right here at this hole, which tells me I think this is a support problem because I have support on these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try it again and take support off. So this part here matches up with this piece here and it makes the hip. I'm redoing the hip because the hip looks like shit that I have on the Droid right now. Okay, with that being said too, that this is a done print here. So this is the skirt and you had to get that removed. Okay, first thing you need to do is put alcohol on this. Like that, and let it sit for a couple seconds. Same thing with this one. This is the one that failed. You can see this one's already pigtailing up. So you get that here, pull on it. And see, this one just comes right off. This is amazing. This is great. You would think because this one failed, this one would be a little bit worse. But it's not. Got no problems. It comes right off. Alright, so this one, as of right now, is clean. So this one's ready to go. So this one is raising up a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the offset go one up just to make sure that we're making proper connection with the nozzle to the bed. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is set the temps. 200 nozzle, 600 at plate. So that way it's going to bring it up. Now the biggest problem with this printer here is the heat, and I'm pretty sure it's on every printer. I'm not too sure because this is the only one I've ever had that actually worked. So the plate swells when it gets hot. So if you set your Z offset to what you think it is like when it's cool, it's going to be completely different when it's hot. This thing, especially this plate here, it swells a lot. So to get that perfect mixture of the distance from the nozzle to the plate when it's cold and when it's hot are definitely going to be two different things. Now I know this one's ready to go, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to redo my backpack antenna holder on, or just backplate antenna holder on this one. So I'm going to get that done here in a second. Let me get that filament off. If anybody's been in naval avionics, they know exactly what this thing is. Nice little razor to get this stuff up. Damn. Alright, there we go. So that's all done. Get the old handy dandy towel over here. Get this cleaned up. And y'all have to forgive me on these videos. I know that they're all over the place and it's not very well lit, but I'm actually a true creator. I'm not a sit down and talk type person. I'm actually making shit. So yeah, and it's at 10 different places. So y'all have my deepest apologies as if making you sick for, you know, messing with your eyes, and I'm sorry. Alright, so we got that. That's taken care of. Alright, so this one should be up almost up to temp. You feel it. It's fairly hot. So the first thing you do is get your piece of paper, put it right in the middle, right where it should be. I'm going to move it to 0. So we're going to send it home. Alright, so this is going to set at 0, 0, and 0. So Y, Z, and X are all going to go to their 0 point or their perk center. So the first thing you have to remember about the CR-M4 is that it's going to go to a predestined Z0. So if you look at it right here, it says 13. So now you know it's at 13. What you have to do is send it down to 0. So you hit that, ask for 0, and it'll go down. And it's traveling down. And what you want to do is see if there's any fluctuation here. If this cocks, you know it's too low. So now I'm going to get our piece of paper and see, like right here, see how that's moving around? It shouldn't move around that freely. So this needs to come down. So it is off again. This is the offset. I'm thinking now should be reset after every print, which is just damn dumb. See, that right there is really tight. I'm going to go ahead and go one more down. Now we'll move it, barely moving at all. So we'll go one up there. We'll say the Z offset there. That's pretty good. So that Z offset is good. Alright, so on this one, we're going to try the hips again. Now you bring it over to your computer. And this is the printing ground. What you're going to do is you're going to grab your hips, which are right here, throw it on here. Alright, so that's our hips right there. That's what we want. So I know for a fact I got support on there. Alright, so I removed the support off the last one I did, so this one does not have support on it. So that's good. That's exactly what we want. Now with the CR-M4, what you have to do every time when you put this, when you go to put it on a thumb drive, you have to format the hard drive every time. And why I can't explain why. It just works when you do, and it fails when you don't. That's the only thing I can tell you. So alright, so we're gonna go ahead and slice it. So it's now sliced. So now, those that don't know what slicing is basically this is the way that the computer program or software is going to look at this and lay this out layer by layer by layer. So this is going to basically set the communication and language that the printer is going to be extruding the filament onto the print. Basically pixel by pixel. Okay, so it's done. You can always tell because it's got this nice little discolored sheen on it, so you know it's done. We're going to export it to local. It's going to send it to the thumb drive. I just sent it over. Alright, formatted, but we'll format it again just to make sure. It's really weird because it's kind of because it's figuring out now that I do this all the time, and it's asked me to do this. I don't know, it's weird. But I'll go ahead and do it anyway. There we go, to the drive. And what you do is you hit yes, and it'll save it there, and it's going to ask if you want to see it in the local file. And this helps because you can actually tell to see if it's there or not. So, how many times you go to put a thumb drive into your printer and there's nothing there, you're like, fuck, I gotta do that all over again. So, anyway, that's that. So, it is now exported to local, and it's going to take a second because this is a pretty big file. So, it's going to ask me if I want to open the local file. You say yes. So, when you do, you pull it out, it should disappear. And it did. Okay, so this one's good. Alright, so you bring it over to your printer over here, and for some reason, every last one of these damn thumb drives are put in upside down. So, you gotta get it prepped. So we gotta get it prepped here. 200 degrees, 60 on plate. Boom. Done. So I'm gonna let that get up to heat. That one's set. Alright, we know that this one's ready to go. Here's the file. I'm going to give it a layout and go to print. Next one, we're going to do the antenna holders. So I'm going to get the other thumb drive, plug it in. Alright, put it up here. Then we're going to format the shit out of this one. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. Boom saw is ready. Oh, done. Okay, that format's complete. Alright, so we're going to delete this. That one's done. This one should be to shoulder, I think. So these are all of the Battle Droid files. You gotta remember where everything's at. So torso, I think is where it's at. Oh, antenna thing, there we go. For an 8mm rod. And there's the tips. This should be it right here. So this is what holds the antennas. It slips into the back. Yep, that's it. So what we're doing, we're just gonna print that. Put it on. Bam, done. I'm going to preview it, or slicing. For some reason, they don't tell you on this program, which this program is actually very easy to use, very user friendly, and you can be a noob. It works pretty good. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory on how to use it. But the only thing they do not tell you is that preview and slice are the same thing, which is weird, but it doesn't matter. Alright, so there we got that. We want to export that to local. We got it right there on our thumb drive. Thumb drive should show you that it's there. Give it a second. And okay, there we go. Alright, pull that son of a bitch out. Okay, it's there. Alright, so now we're just waiting for the plate temp to get up to temp. So it's at 52, we gotta get to 60, and it's ready to go. So I guess while we're waiting, we can go and do a Z offset test. Alright, so we are gonna move the plate to 0 again. And while it's doing that, we're looking at the other one over here. Get her print on here in a second. It's pretty cool. They go through a 25-point test on this plate to make sure that you know, it's level and where the plate is on their test, so it knows where it's at to make like certain changes during the print. So it's obviously 5 times 5, so 5 rows at 5. So it's going to check every one, and then it'll go into its own sequence, which always goes to center, to here, back to center, and prints here. It'll do its little turd stripe here. And then go to the center. Alright, so if you see that this one's at 12.7, so when it's 12.7, hit 0 and send it down to the bottom. You'll see it's moving. And we saw no fluctuation when it hit the plate. It's fairly low, but not low enough, so as usual, This Z offset has got to be changed in almost every print. And that is good. Okay. So we're going to select our antennas and we're going to print them. And of course what we're going to do first is get our piece of paper out of there. That shouldn't be there. Okay, so that's that. And it's going to do its bed leveling, and this one's starting here. You can see it's laying that skirt. You can't really see it here, but the skirt is definitely there. So okay, there's that. But like I said earlier, this I know that the visuals on this ain't the greatest, but I don't have time to like set up a camera and go over here, go over here, and go over there. But one of the things I will say that if there's anything that y'all want to see or any questions you'll have about this printer, just please shoot them off to me. I'll be more than happy to go through this with anybody or help anybody out as much as I can. So, yep. So I hope y'all have a good day. And once again, I want to shout out to Dave and them over at Droid Division. As they, said a million times, they make the goods. I mean, this is a hell of a product, and it comes out every time. You can see all the parts here that they're coming out perfect. If there's anything wrong, it's on this end. It's not on his end. So, yeah, if y'all are on the fence of buying your shit, don't be on the fence. Get on the other side. It's fine. He makes good stuff. Anyway, if y'all have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Y'all have a good Thursday.